Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Very good morning. Switching on Unreal. So just give me a minute and start. So if you guys have any doubts or anything, or if you want to show something, limited space. Yes, okay, check. Kind of still the same. So other day we have finished and changed those lights and all, and to make it blink everything we created. You have seen the same thing I can do with a lot of stuff and add generate the entire scene. Okay. So now, like other day, we're creating this scene. So let's click and let's continue with that. So I can go to this, if I want to go to this camera, I can click this. I can see my camera view and change this to a cinematic view. So you can see it's a cinematic view. Let's check this thing out, like what is happening here. See, it's blinking, it's moving. So all those blinking and everything, if I want, I can definitely like control it. If I want to like make it even like better, like flickering and everything, I want to make it like even faster, I could definitely do it. So you can see spotlight and all those lights. I can just click wherever I want to change this thing. Go there, agenda is joining. And if I want to change something, I can definitely click and make sure the autoplay is on, and then make this thing intensity 0. And this also 0. So instantly it will become flickering. So all those flickering I want to change. I want to make it a little faster. So you can make it a really complex, really detailed. All those things you can make nicely and generate nice detail. And let's see if we have some fireflies or something or dust particles in my scene. So I'll just exit my camera. Default view and no camera. Default view. So I want to add some particles here to make my scene a little bit interesting. And let's search for particles. Okay, I have like quite a bit of particles. This is all from Marketplace. You can find them. Let's search for something dust. So I have a lot of dust, heavy dust, ground coat, and all those things you see. And there must be something ambient dust. So I can definitely use it for my scene to make it little dusty. Because wherever you have a light source and everywhere dust are there. So let's see, you can see the small particles. Those small things add like add realism to your scene. Those small things are really important. So we need to add some dust, maybe some light, reflection, and all those things. And maybe some fog. I want to create some foggy effect. I can definitely do that. And this looks kind of fine. If I want to add some fire and all, I can do that as well. Let's see, not this one. You can see there's some things is bleeding into this thing. I can definitely modify it. Control it nicely. So in my scene, I don't have any reflection capture as of now. So I need to add those things. Reflection capture is basically whenever you have a reflective surface, it basically light bounce multiple times, right? So to generate that, we use it, reflection capture. And I'll recommend personally use multiple reflection capture instead of using only one. And inside also I need to add those things. So I can create. So let's see. So now I have one camera in my scene. Just clean this thing. I have one camera in my scene. What if I want multiple cut shots? Like first scene is like if there's a movement down to up, slight movement. Then second shot I can have like from front to back something. Let's see, add a camera. No, sorry. Camera. So again I'll use Cine camera. Push it back. And all this focus and everything, I can definitely change. There's something called depth of field. So to check it, you have to click on this camera. Now you can see the camera view, and I want to make everything blur. So I'll add, because all these little things like depth of field and all make your scene better, and it looks really nice. So I have increased all this thing. I really can't see. Blur full. Let's see where is my other camera. Because I want to check the setting. This is like 0.024. So let's look at the other one. This is 1.02. Yeah, it become blur. You can see this clearly now. It became blur. And you can modify things, you can adjust things, camera distance, focal length, everything you can change. If I want to focus on only this door, you can click here, pick this, so it will calculate the distance. Exit your camera. And camera is still selected. The placements and all, I can definitely change and check. And this, for this camera, what I'll do is I'll just adjust slightly. I'll just move it forward. So for that, I have to create I have to create one more sequencer for this camera. add one more level sequencer. For each camera, you have to create multiple different sequencer. Cam 2. Save it. Done. Camera is, let's save this one and search for the camera. This is my camera active, I believe 2. Yeah. Take the view, you can see it, and then track and select the camera. So for this, what I want, I just want to like move the camera forward slightly to transform, add a key, and last frame, and what I'll do is, I'll just keep it in a separate screen, and I'm going to move the camera forward. And slightly down so that it will focus nicely. So I can create this thing. So only this entire camera, the purpose of this thing is just this movement. Take the camera, you can see the camera view here. Now this thing is gone, press G. Like if you press G, all those things will go, and I want to play this. So play again. You can see the camera movement. It was out of focus. Now it came to focus. So I can change this thing. So this is 2 camera is ready. And this is you're happy with, and stop it. This camera. Now this is like exterior. I have created 2 cameras. Now for inside, I can have multiple cameras again. Because the cut shots and everything, we don't create it manually, or we just don't compile it directly in other software. We can do it directly in Unreal. So let's keep the camera again here. This is my camera number 3. Press G. This is my camera. Okay. So suppose this is my camera shot and it looks kind of interesting. You see, I can move this thing up. So you don't have to do very fancy animation or those things, because if you see all those environment and all, they have very subtle movement, maybe just a walk through or very subtle movement from one part to I'm just spanning. So it looks very interesting. You can add some depth of field and all other things. So again, same thing. And depth of field is something I always recommend use it because it increases the realism and it looks nice. 1.02 blur, make it full blur. And distance, I can, like focal distance, I can select this. So I have to change the direction because right now I cannot see anything here. So click this and click on that particular object. It will take that distance, and based on that, it will modify everything automatically. You can see everything is blurry. And if I, in my scene, if I want to add some gas, some cloud or cloudy effect, or maybe some fog or smoke or something, I can definitely do it. Let's see, particles, delete. Dusty, heavy, and all these things are there. Some little mist. smoke. See, we have smoke. Drag and drop it somewhere here. You see smoke coming from this area. I can add little fire here, so make it to just to make it a little interesting. Spark is also there. Okay, this is default. This is default of this thing. What do you call it? Unreal. It's by default. It's there because there's little smoke, so little spark can be there. And I kind of like this one, so I'll just use it outside also, just to make my scene interesting. Because this one is blinking, so definitely I can use this. So make it a little interesting, spark and all. And what is this glow? But that's light. Okay. Smoke puff and smoke, all these things are there. Spark burst. Fire. Torch and all, you can see, nice fire. Compile.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, is there a way to align the pivot point of one object to another object in Unreal?
Align the pivot point, as in, like, I didn't understand. Like, what you want to align? Like, you want to snap them properly?
Like in Max, we can align the pivot point of one object to another object if we want to. So like if we want to rotate one object around another object, we can align the pivot point of that object to the other object and then rotate it around it.
Okay, you want to like you have to create a structure of multiple object and then you want to rotate that. That's what you're asking, right?
Yes, sir.
So for that you have to create a blueprint. So what you do, like, for that, in that case, what you have to do is, let's go to articles. This thing. Suppose you want to do this. Let me save everything first. So I want to create some scene. So in blueprint, I'll go, right click, create a blueprint class actor, empty, and name it properly, whatever you name. Then open it. And now instead of like I created one section, and I want to use that arrangement everywhere, right? That's what you were like planning, and then rotate and move and change the scale and everything and place it there. That's what you're asking, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for that, go to add component, because what happens if you group it in your level, every asset have their individual pivot point and it will work based on that only. You cannot like rotate them or move them together. You can move them together, but it cannot rotate them together. But if you want to rotate them, the easiest way, create a blueprint and add a static mesh here. So let's see static mesh. And I can choose my model here. Let's see whatever mesh I have here. Let's see. There's nothing to create here. So, okay, suppose this one. So I'll just select this one. And what happened? Static mesh. Oh, sorry, my bad. It's a skeleton mesh I have added. So I have to add static mesh. It's this one. So now it's working perfectly. See, now this one came here. So I can, I want to duplicate this one. So duplicate, you have one more wall and you want to snap this one. So like I want to arrange this thing. So press V and snap it. My UV is not straight. So I can see there's a slight gap. So I have to make sure there's no gap, nothing. Align it nicely. So once you're done with this, you can have multiple models and everything. Let's see, I want to create another section, duplicate. And this time I want to rotate this one. The angle snap is off. 90 degree. And suppose I want to create something like this or 180 degree. So I have to make sure I have another piece for this thing to fit here. So I can create a scene here. So like this, align this thing nicely, compile and save. You're ready. Now, if you go to your BP, you see this one is here. Now, if I please this thing, let's see. Okay, I'll just save this and open a new level, empty level. And this blueprint, I want to place it here. You can see, I can control the entire thing with the help of this. And if I want to rotate, I can rotate everything together. And to scale, I can scale everything together in any direction, whatever I want to do, modify. So now this will act as a one single solid model.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, this is what we can do. But like same thing, like say if I guess you have facing this problem. Like suppose I just import this one here. Let's delete this one. Light direction to change it. Zero. Where is light? Okay. Oh, this model is somewhere. Okay, location is correct now. Yeah. Now I have this light. Let's rotate the angle slightly. You can see this shadow nicely. Okay. So now I zoom in and alt duplicate It's way too fast. Reduce it. This V and snap perfectly. And I can create this thing. Now, let's see, rotate one more. I just created this thing. So now if I select all of them together also and try to rotate, here you can see manually if I select, it will rotate. But if you have a complex object, and in that case, it won't work properly. And this thing, if you like Control G, group them, see, they work individually.
Okay.
So that's why if you create a blueprint, it becomes easy for you. If you have one or two pieces, you can just manually select them and do it directly. That works perfectly. But if you have like an arrangement of a lot of pieces together, in that case, create the entire structure in blueprint and then bring it here and then rotate, scale, place, whatever you can do, because it will work as a one solid static mesh.
Okay.
Okay.
And sir, like, can we snap one object to the center of another object?
Center of another object. Like center align is like suppose you want to align this into center of this thing. That's what you're asking. So let's see. Let's rotate this and then so these two you need to align, like you want to align the center, something like this. This is like randomly I'm showing, not exactly like this. Like you maybe some if you have some like wall or some window or something else, you want to align it there perfectly, right? So in that case, your pivot point right now it's in corner, right? So for that you have to make sure your pivot point is in center. That you have to do it in this thing Max itself. In Max or Maya, you have to do it directly and to make sure it's pivot point center, then it will work. And let's see, align. Can we align this thing? Snap and align. You can see snap to grid, snap to floor. All the snapping is there, but you can see there is no snap to your this another actor. Let's see, bottom center of the floor, center of this thing. This is something align pivot also for the floor. All this thing we can definitely do. Transform, snap, same only actually, these two. Because it's already in center. Floor, it's already on 0. So align to floor, but it will rotate because based on the pivot point, it will change. So let's see. Snap to grid. See, snap to grid. So all those you can snap, but it cannot snap that thing directly into center of this thing. So everything to create, you need to have make sure your object is already in grid center. Like in Max, it should be in the center of the world origin 0, 0, 0. And another model that you want to snap there, that should be also in world origin 0, 0, 0. In that case, you can use the snap, or you can just simply drag and place it. So otherwise, like in Max, you have those options, you can snap it, right? That option is not there. But in center, suppose you have a vertex or something, then you can snap it with the vertex. Like suppose I have a vertex here center, so I can press V and snap. It will snap with the object based on the corner.
Okay, sir.
That is something we can do. Like V, you can see, it will snap perfectly, very easily. I can snap it, zoom in, press V, and you see, it snaps. So that is something we can do.
Okay, sir.
or like suppose you have this entire structure that you want to create, like you want to snap all this thing, you can create the shape in Max. Placement, you can keep it correct, and from that, with that same placement, without moving it to world origin 000, you can export the model. So it will come when you drag drop into scene and reset the location, it will automatically snap wherever you have placed it in Max. That is also we can do, but that is something personally I don't recommend, because what happens if the pivot like model is here but my pivot point is here, it becomes very difficult to track or manipulate it, because pivot point is somewhere else and mesh is somewhere else. Because no matter what you do, pivot point will always be at a world origin 000. So like that's why like try to keep it in center and then place it. That will be like easy for you. Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so I was adding two things, that inside camera, yes, camera 3. Cam, this one. So I can see some smoke, some sparkle, depth of field, and I'll go. And for this, again, I have to create another sequencer. So now I have 3 sequences in my scene. And camera, select your third camera, track, third camera. So here again, I'll do the same thing, transformation. So I'll just add a key and move to last frame. These are like a small cut shots. And now move it. And slightly I can zoom. So in here I can see everything is out of focus. So if I want, I can add here, I can add for tracking focal length and everything. I can do that. Here is my camera, track, click, and let's see. We have camera shake and all these options. No, it's okay. Focal length and everything is already there. Like why I have to do that? So click here and focal length and all this thing. Add a camera and click this dot to snap here. Now I can see everything is blur. So this focal length I can definitely change. It won't look nice. I'll go back here. Camera component that I want to add is depth of field. Post-process settings, and where is my depth of field? Oh, this is mobile depth of field. Depth of lens, depth of field. So this one I can add here. Focal distance. So where to focus, basically click that, focal distance, make sure, add a key here, go back to the last frame, and focal distance is right now 1, and I can change it. Why is it focusing? Not focusing, so check what I missed here. Oh, that will only now. Post-process setting. Blur radius and all these things. Okay, basically I can add whatever I want. Everything is there. I can add and generate those details. Make it look nice, this thing. So let's see my this thing, sequencer. What is the second one? Now, this is third one. Here I can see. Let's click the camera and check the shot. First frame and play. So I kind of feel it's like almost blur. Lens, depth of field. Oh, I have to select the camera before that. That's why I'm not able to see it. Depth of field. And last frame, I can see it's all blur. And I can make it crispy and clear. I can make it clear. So you can see it will automatically generate this thing. It's already active. So now let's go back to first frame, camera. So I can see everything. Let's click. Now you can see it's clear, clean. So now I have multiple cameras in my scene and multiple cut shots. But now I want to combine them together. I want to, like, because we can render out each frame, each shot separately and combine Premiere Pro or something. We can definitely do it. But what if I want to do it in at once in Unreal directly? So for that, we have to create one more level sequencer, and we can name it as master. This is my master level sequencer. Save it. And now I'll go to content. And I have level sequencer. You can see 1, 2, and 3. Oh, this is master, sorry, not master, this one. So select all 3 of them. So let's keep it in another different window. And except master, rest 3, you can drag, drop here. So you can see all the frames here. And this one is the longest sequence. So now just align them nicely, one by one. First shot, drag and snap it here. Second shot, third shot, align it here. So now everything is together. This red, make sure increase and snap it here. Everything is together. Let's click the camera and start playing. So here nothing is happening. Reason I am not in camera view. Cinematic view, click camera. Why I'm not able to see anything here? Oh, finally, now it's showing. Camera 1, play. Oh, this particular shot is like way too long. Nothing is happening here. So I can trim right. It will delete the right frame, right side. And then I can match them. Now I have all 3 cut shots and I can reduce this thing. So once I'm like combine everything here, let's save the file first. I can simply go to render. I can select the whatever quality, full HD compression. Do not make it 100%, make it like 70-80%. That will give you good quality render. If you make it 100%, the image or the video render will be around 1 GB, 2 GB, or 5 GB, but it's all raw data. That's why. So capture movie and we'll start rendering the scene. It's rendering. So let's go to capture video. You see, it will show you a one section of the entire render. So no need to worry, but it will render the entire scene only. Yeah, it's done. Now go to the folder. Now you can see my video is rendered. Okay. It's not playing. Fine. So it's very low. This thing, few like seconds scene only. You can see I can add all those frames and multiple angles, multiple cameras, all cut shots, everything. I can do it at once. So we can have nice camera angles and everything and like plan it out properly. All those sparkles, all fire, fog, everything. Plan out everything and create this thing really nicely. And then generate all the detail. And for then after this also, like suppose you want to post process it, you can just obviously take it to the Premiere Pro and decrease the light intensity, color intensity, make it saturated or desaturate. You can do all those things as well. That is something we can do. So let's take a attendance quickly. Fine. Okay. Hi, Supraj, Balaji, Rachit, Srijan Roy, Vishnu, and Chintan. Everything's good. I marked it. So like I still haven't received any update from any one of you. So like, you know, right? If you don't do anything, you won't move to next module. And you guys not submitting anything, doing anything, so then you might have to
Sir, I had
realign.
submitted last week.
You submitted?
Sir, I had submitted something last week.
Okay, I guess I missed it, so I'll cross check it. Cross check my mail. So make sure submit and walk, because until now, unless you start working, you won't have doubts and you won't be able to understand what is going on. And like and because the purpose of this entire model is like to practice things again and again and do create things. And if you create nice environment, you can use it as your portfolio piece. Otherwise, only one more model is left and you won't have your portfolio ready, you wouldn't get a job and nobody will able to help you out that time. So focus on your work, make sure you submit your work. Start working, do not waste time, because if you don't have a good portfolio, nobody can help. Nobody will, even if we refer, because that is again secondary, because if you don't have portfolio, we won't refer, honestly, because we won't mess up our reputation. We won't do that. So if you don't work and suddenly after 1 month you come up with some like a nice portfolio, how would I know if it's your work? Because I haven't seen anything. So you need to understand, because you need to work hard, and plus you have to show those things. And if we and that trust and everything to build. So work on your work, share your issues and share your work, because maybe in your mind you're thinking, okay, this is very good. Maybe professionally that's not good enough, right? So you need to like get need to have a review, need to review get a review for your work, and develop all these things nicely. And then yeah, like create a good, like brilliant portfolio. Because if you don't work, it's end of the day, it comes down to you only. Okay, anyways, so you all are grown up, so what I can say. So yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye bye tomorrow.
Okay, sir.